Hey gang, what's up? Welcome back here to another episode of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys swinging by the channel and checking the video out today. And got a good little video for y'all today. I'm gonna show you guys what I consider probably the #1 most underrated yet most productive lure that you can fish in the month of February and on into about mid-March. I'm going to show you what it is and sort of describe the conditions that it works in. So I think it's going to add up to some good fish for you guys if you want to try it over the next month or so. Also guys, quick thank you to everybody out there that's been hitting that subscribe button for the last couple weeks on the channel. It's been much appreciated. Everybody that's been supporting the channel by using the links I put in the description, that's definitely, I take notice of that. So thanks a lot from me and my family for supporting the channel like that. Okay guys, we'll get right into this. Sorry if I start sneezing, I got some allergies or something going on. My eyes are watering this morning, but it's the Megabass Sleeper Craw. We've talked about this before. If you guys aren't familiar with it, Megabass came out with this a couple years ago. Lifelike crawdad imitator. The thing that's really unique about this thing is the 3 different characteristics with it. It has the weight inside of the body of the craw, so you don't have any visible weight like a jig head does. It's got a really good, super stiff, sharp hook that lays in this little ridge on top of the sleeper craw where it's buried. Makes it weedless and you can't see the hook, so that you don't have a visual strike deterrent from the hook sticking out. And the thing that I really like about it is these craws float, guys. So what happens is when it's on the bottom, these craws flare out like that and like they're defending themselves. And if you've ever seen a bass attack a crawdad, they'll come up them like that, like they're defending themselves, and that's what the sleeper craw does when it has their tails flared out when it's on the water, when it's sitting on the bottom like that. They're out and above, so it's really unique when you're hopping along the bottom. Now, also, guys, I'll put my Tackle Warehouse link in the description. I'll link this sleeper craw in there if you guys want to pick you up a few. You can use that link to get them. But here's what you have to have. There's a sort of a window, and you got to have some specific situations to work, because I've fished this pretty heavily now for 2 years, and here is the best scenario for February and early March. Shallow cover. It's like I've caught a few dragging it around like a football head jig, but not near as many as what I'm going to tell you about. Go to those areas that are those pre-spawn staging areas in February, March, and normally what they are, depending upon the type of lake you have, it's like the steeper rocky banks. It could be riprap, it could be a channel bank, anything like that. And just pitch and flip that sleeper craw up against the bank and work it down into 5 or 10 foot of water. And you need to have water visibility of like 2 to 5 feet is the best range of clarity with that. I'll pitch it up to those bare banks. I'll just methodically work down the rock bank like that, just like I would a jig, just sort of pull it up and hop it a little bit. And then what I'm really looking for is any type of shallow cover mixed with that rock. So if you say, for example, you're fishing down a rocky bank and you've got a lay down tree or a log in the water, that is when you're going to get your bite on the sleeper craw. Pitching it in around those lay downs. Doesn't have to be lay downs. It can be boat docks. It can be shallow emergent grass like water willows or some shallow gator grass, lily pads, stems, anything like that. Really, really good around any type of shallow cover. Also, another good way to catch this when that water starts warming up more into the mid-50s is swimming it like a swim jig. I can take this thing and pitch it out there and just, swim it just like I would a swim jig. And those craws, sort of flare a little bit. I've caught some good ones like that. But by far, just fishing those rocky, steeper banks, with some type of a cover on it has been my best way to catch them on it with it. Also, if you do have grass like milfoil or hydrilla that's shallow, you can catch them pitching this thing into there as well. Most of the time I fish it, guys, on a flipping stick. The hook on it is stiff enough where you can rear back on 20 or 25 pound line and still you're not going to bend the hook any. So I usually put it on my Megabass Alkalies flipping stick with anywhere between 17 to 20 pound test Seaguard Vizix line is my preferred line with it. And just methodically work any shallow cover, guys. It comes in a variety of colors. You'll see when you go to that Tackle Warehouse link, there's a lot of different colors in there. One of the things about it is the material that Megabass uses on this. You can see how flexible it is, but it doesn't hold dye very well. So there's a lot of different color options, everywhere from black and blue to some lighter crawfish colors. But man, it looks really good. And I will give you one tip on it. This sort of I started doing last year a little bit. I read an article that some people were doing some studies on bass and crawdads, and they said that in the test study that they had, the crawdads that had one pincher on it got more attacks from bass than the ones that had two. A lot of times, guys, I'll take and cut one of these pinchers off where I've just got one pincher on the craw, and I've caught some good ones doing that too. I don't know if it makes that much difference because I've caught them both ways, but that's just, you know, something to try that they don't see a lot. And I know some guys, I've did some videos on the sleeper craw before. There are some guys that tell me they take both pinchers off, where it's just like almost like a little Ned bug, something like that. So that's something I'm going to try also this coming year. But anyway, guys, just another bait for your arsenal out there. If you already don't have enough, give it a try, man. It'll get you some good bites, and I can promise you it doesn't get fished much this time of year. I don't hardly see anyone fishing it or talking about it, but they will bite it for sure. So hope it helps out. We'll see you guys later.